Sinji making his
Sinji versus holopup. Okay, so we got New York versus Ireland. Should be interesting. I believe holopup is like the best or like second best player in Ireland or something like that.
very curious to see how the connection works out, especially considering what we just had before. But
So
this
far,
looks pretty good. I'm gonna be honest with you. Looks pretty okay. So we'll see though. Yeah, you know, I never know how any Pac-Man matches go, let alone against Sinji, because I feel like Sinji's like kind of you know, say what you want about Sinji, but I would say he's probably top of Pac-Man game. Like
he's super consistent. I'd say he's like definitively probably the second best Pac-Man out there right now, other than T. But on Wi-Fi, T hasn't really been showing his face too much, so it's been Sinji kind of picking up the mantle lately. And this matchup, I'm gonna probably say that Palu wins it, but Sinji probably knows a lot of counterplay when it comes to playing against Pac. holopup though is Wi-Fi World ranked. And this was the probably hardest season ever to get ranked on Wi-Fi, just given the amount of offline players who started playing online in tournaments. So to be a good Wi-Fi player in this landscape right now, it's definitely a testament. So we'll see if my man has the luck of the Irish here today. And so far, it's going pretty well for him. He's already getting these excellent strings on Sinji, capitalizing on him sitting in shield a lot. He's got to turn something on.
Yeah, and this is, we'll see, because Sinji does have a lot of, like, okay.
Slide to the right.
Yeah, all right.
So what he went to Six Flags Water World. My man just slid off.
Yeah, it does not look like he was expecting that at all. And how could you? So we'll see how Sinji's able to capitalize on that, because he actually really needed that. Things are getting a little out of hand, and you don't usually see that happen with Sinji. Usually Sinji is kind of up early and often and keeping that lead, but holopup, apparently really good Palutena, and I would imagine Palutena...
Ireland's finest.
Wow, dude. Shouts to that Hydrant breaking Sinji out of grab.
Sometimes a Hydra can be your best friend. It's weird. It's always very interesting to see how people play around Hydrant when they play against Sinji or just any Pac-Man in general, because I feel like there's definitely an art to it. It's a very, very important aspect of the matchup to play.
Yeah, heads-up play by holopup there, just running off with the counter. Sinji trying to, eat his way back to ledge and getting punished for it. So now we're watching Sinji still playing from behind after getting that.
Ooh, wow. The two-frame, yeah. That's a very excellent strategy to two-frame Palu right there, just to play an aerial right before, because especially teleport characters, they have a little bit of time before they can fully snap back to the ledge.
Yeah, man.
Sinji did a really good job on getting that. No techies. My man's going to get the stock cleaned off.
Yeah, speaking of heads-up plays, that was definitely plenty of heads-up and really got Sinji back into the game, really, because this has been looking pretty one-sided otherwise, outside of like that really kind of weird water kill stock one, and then, you know, that just in stock two. So this game has actually been playing a lot off stage, has been happening, which is not traditionally what you see a ton from Pac-Man.
It seems like holopup is very like disciplined in this matchup, I'd say, because I'm not seeing anything in particular that they're doing super wrong. They're not overcommitting too much against Pac-Man. They seem to know how to play around Hydrant. This is getting very close, though. Sinji, holopup has been on the front foot this entire game, but Sinji has had moments where he will just take the stock, whether it be that weird water kill or the nair he got before. So all he really needs is to just polish off those 3 stocks. Doesn't matter who's the more dominant, as long as you're the last one standing with your stock left. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was a big whiff. And we'll see if he pays for it. Dash attack is not going to do it.
He tried to catch the run-in because Palu's up smash has 18 frames of activeness on the hitbox. That was so unfortunate.
Oh my goodness.
That was so funny. Barely catching the roll right there. That was actually insane.
That was a really strange game all around.
Yeah, that was a weird game. There are definitely some...
yeah, really funky stocks. Some offstage stuff. And then, yeah, just kind of getting caught in lingering hitboxes. But you'll see here, just... Yeah, nothing too crazy there. Just like we said, heads up off stage stuff, and we're gonna see Sinji basically return the favor, and then only to get taken out by that explosive flame.
Yeah, that was weird how he got, because there's a hitbox that sucks you out of explosive flame, depending on where you are, placed on where you are with it. So we got tilt explosive flame into smash explosive flame, which is insane.
Yeah, dang man. I don't know. Hard to predict these games sometimes, especially when you put a character like Pac-Man in. There's just so many variables.
For real. You gotta really be aware of everything that's happening around you because there's a lot of stuff that you must be aware of when you're fighting Pac-Man.
All right, and yeah, I mean, you already kind of mentioned this earlier. The experience against Palutena, at least in this area of not just the country but the world. Palutena century for so long. Sinji being a big part of that. Definitely has a matchup experience. Maybe been a little while since he's been playing against Palutenas regularly, but
one thing I'd like to see Sinji become a little more privy to is the amount of times that holopup has been rolling in the corner. Sinji is a very, very defensive player, so he tends to hold shield quite a bit when he's not within grab range. But Palu's roll and being behind Palu is not something that you want because Palu's grab range is kind of OD.
Yeah, it really is.
Grabs because it's been losing him a lot of stage control. And some stocks too, honestly.
Yeah, and her grab does translate to kills too. So definitely need to avoid those. And this game looking already, oh yeah, there is those tricks that Sinji knows to just sort of, I mean, that's definitely going to force holopup to be restricted on the ledge. Just got to have the hydrant linger, but
Sinji does refer to Pac-Man as a freestyle trap character, so you know, so there's Sinji freestyling and setting up those traps.
That's the thing is, like, he's got really cool tricks, dude. Like, I've seen Sinji pull out some really, really cool stuff.
He's got some hype stuff.
Yeah, so
I don't know
like,
how people can say Pac-Man isn't cool when there's a lot of like intricacy that comes into playing Pac-Man. Yeah, there's like he has Bell and he's holding shield, but that's not like the whole story. Like he's got to get to that point at some point.
Well, I think it's like situations like that where it's like you're just kind of waiting patiently for anyone to make a move, and Sinji's just prepared. So I think that gets like translated poorly. People are like, oh, like he's just either camping or he's waiting, but like it's really just smart play. And then when he has to do like a big play, then he does like that right there.
Hey, that was awesome. Good placement there. I don't think holopup knew that he was in the danger zone when landing there.
Yeah, really well played. And
there's gonna be some big damage coming out from Sinji right now. Once he's got the Galaxy in his hand, man, you do not want to be anywhere near that man and shield. And holopup now not kind of ditching their game plan before playing at a mid-range using explosive flame, trying to get up in Sinji's face more since they're at a deficit. But it's been giving Sinji so many more avenues to just keep tacking on the damage. And that's where Sinji starts to thrive.
Yeah, Sinji is... this second game is looking so much different than that first one did. Something that definitely has... He's adjusted to something. Looks a lot more comfortable, though, but narrowly going to hang on. Holopup's really probably going to start... I don't know if the desperation's out yet, but probably getting close. You could already see he's looking for that back throw on ledge, and you can't blame him, because that will kill, or should kill. But
I am a little confused as to why this stage was counterpicked to afterwards. I feel like holopup should have banned it, since this is referred to widely by many Palus as her worst stage, and also widely referred to as Pac-Man's best stage. So that may have a lot to do with how this matchup is playing out right now.
That's true. It was his pick, though. Okay, yeah.
Ooh, great dare off of that. That was so good.
Well timed.
For real.
Definitely needed that. And now a lot of room to cover up for. But as you mentioned, yeah, a little interesting without the platforms, because traditionally Palutena gets a lot of mileage off those.
He loves them.
Yeah, and Pac-Man not nearly as much, having a flat stage where, you know, your items are dictating all of the movement. It's really good for him. But I don't know, maybe there's something here that we just haven't seen yet that holopup likes, but it's hard to really think that at the moment.
I think it's very important to play to your strength, to your character's strength especially, and obviously your player's strengths, but if your character has any weaknesses, which Palu doesn't really have an abundance of, besides like maybe a little bit of a lackluster out of shield game, it's probably this stage, because she thrives mostly off of at least one platform, or just being able to hold center stage quite well. And Pac-Man on this stage, it is his real state, man. You've entered Pac territory on this stage.
Yeah, the more plane you get, the more Pac-Man thrives. And oh my god, that was good.
Great setup right there. Holopup was forced to make something happen, but if you do, I believe that trampoline catches roll, certain jumps from ledge, neutral get up, and the bell, Sinji positioned it perfectly so that if holopup was still on ledge as to when that happened, he was going to get clipped by it. So in that situation, you don't really have a lot of outs. I'd say probably the best thing holopup probably could have done there was just drop low and try to go for some crazy angle or something like that. But in that situation, when Sinji's got his trampoline set up over the ledge, you're kind of cooked.
Yeah, that was a really good play, though. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, where there's just so many kind of, I don't know, there's big brain setups, dude. Like, you sort of just explain that whole thing, and then, you know, Sinji knows good enough that his F smash is going to linger there, so no matter what he does, he's going to get that hit and bring it to a game 3 after game 1 didn't really look that good for Sinji.
Yeah, no.
Now he's looking pretty poised.
Adaptation turned up.
Holopup definitely not out of it, and here we go. Here are the platforms. We'll see if they make a difference or not, or platform, I should say.
Got all these villagers out here for a wonderful night of seeing 2 random characters that they've never met before beat the hell out of each other while cafe music plays in the background.
It's interesting that they just have this arena floating above like everything else they got going on. It's another day in town.
The roost. Yeah, just a spectacle for them at this point, I guess. I love the roost. I don't care how like not fitting it is for like a battle. It's just very relaxing.
Oh, it's classic at this point.
Yeah.
You're never gonna get more classic in Smash than this song. I mean, I guess some of the Pokemon tracks, obviously, but, which we actually got to hear on Final Demon 4, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
I wanted to say
funny,
that before. Yeah. All right, yeah. So there we go. First blood going to holopup, sitting at a very comfy 57%.
Yeah, Palu's up air is just so enhanced by the use of platforms, and given the size of this stage as well, it really gives holopup like Sinji has to be a lot more careful when he's above holopup now. In comparison to FD, where he didn't have to sweat it too much, now holopup has less real estate to navigate in order to punish Sinji, because off the top kills are what Palu wants really. She doesn't tend to get too many other kills. Like, Nair doesn't really kill as early or reliably anymore. Back air still kills pretty well. But on Pac-Man, with a character who stalls in the air using Hydrant, you definitely want to use that up air.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll see if Sinji finds any way to really get in, though. It looks like Holopup's playing a lot more close to the chest this time. Not really going in that much, which is maybe scary towards Pac-Man, because Pac-Man has a lot of things he could set up, but Holopup looks like he's not really that stressed out about it. And yeah, there we go. There's that platform coming into play. That's why you want the platform.
From what I noticed is that Holopup tends to play pretty based on how down he is in the matchup. So now that he's leading on Sinji, there's really no inclination for Holopup to approach or overcommit on the Hydrant whatsoever, because right now Sinji's looking for someone to overcommit on his Hydrant just so he can get that opening. With how oppressive Palu can be. Oh, no.
Doubt.
Sour spot. Unlucky.
Yeah, that's a moment that sort of takes at you a little bit for Sinji, but I don't know. Sinji seems he doesn't really get rattled that hard, and that was pretty good. Apple actually very reliable, especially at
Apple's
that
so good. I feel like not enough people talk about. Oh wow, that was scary. It was almost very scary for Holopup being pushed that far off stage. Yeah, Apple being a very reliable kill tool, hits diagonally and it bounces a little bit too, so the hitbox is active for quite some time, and it does a considerable amount of knockback too.
Very unassuming.
It seems like he's utilizing the platform to use Apple, too. He'll set up a Hydrant in front of ledge and then throw the Apple to just deploy as many hitboxes as he can to cover Holopup. Really smart stuff, honestly. Ooh, and an up smash. Pac-Man, silent, dead silent as he gets eviscerated by a beam of light.
He's in just so much pain. His mouth is as wide open as he turns into a star.
I am screaming, but no one can hear me.
He's like, ah!
Holopup, though, looking, like you said before, way more comfortable now. Just not overcommitting whatsoever. Hanging center stage, which is honestly super important. It's forced Sinji to kind of just try desperately to make everything in his kit work.
And he is. We're starting to see pretty much all the fruits coming out. Hydrant's pretty much always out. I mean, that's just good Pac-Man gameplay. So whether that converts to something or not is different, but this is... Oh.
These explosive plays by Holopup, too, are really checking Sinji for a lot of his approaches.
Yeah, because that was a very favorable position for Sinji, and you saw him. He was kind of licking his chaps, saw Hollow Knight sort of drifting back the stage and getting that landing covered. There it is, man. Bell up smash.
Now we're looking at last stock, and if Sinji can get this Galaxian combo off, there we go. He rolled out of the corner finally. That was very, very scary. He could have gotten grabbed by Holopup right there. He can just get a good string off and a nice bell confirm towards the end. Because he's back in center stage control now. At the ledge, too. This is looking pretty scary for Holopup.
Yeah, Sinji is actually done really well, sort of reeling it back in and collecting himself, and I think that's probably just him. He's very patient.
He's calm, cool, and collected. I've never seen Sinji yell or be... When he's even excited, it sounds like he's at a funeral. So...
Oh my god! Oh my no way!
It's sometimes be your own.
No way!
It'd be your own dudes sometimes, yo. It'd be your own goons.
Dude.
He got hit by it twice, right? Was that one time he got hit by it or twice?
I'm gonna replay it now.
I need to replay on that one, because that was kind of... I don't think even Sinji knew what happened there.
Yeah, he definitely didn't, because it looked like maybe he was even drifting DI-wise, just had no idea.
Whoa, yeah, that was...
no idea.
I think what happened is he was holding back to try and avoid any potential follow-ups from holopup, but the hydrant kind of bounced at a... Because the hydrant bounces weirdly. Like, look at that.
Yeah, it looked like he... What was he, coming out of air dodge or whatever?
I think he got caught holding air dodge back, because he was doing retreating air dodge, I'm pretty sure. So that was unfortunate. Sometimes with the buffer in this game, like, DI on Wi-Fi can be a little weird, and even though you think you inputted the correct DI, maybe it didn't come out. But holopup's securing that, looking very, very comfortable. Beating Sinji is no easy feat.
That was something.